Hello and welcome to Open Line. I'm Starlene Stringer. Dallas Area Rapid Transit is celebrating its 30th anniversary. After starting with limited bus service, the agency has expanded in a huge way, and it now also includes light rail and so much more. Well, viewers are invited to submit questions via email and social media, and we will be getting those answered throughout the show. Our guest is Morgan Lyons from DART. Thanks for being here, Morgan.
Thank you for the opportunity. Always a pleasure.
Well, it is fun, and what you guys are doing right now is fun too because you're celebrating. It's the 30th anniversary. Talk to us a little bit about where DART's been and where DART's going.
Well, the 30th anniversary was Tuesday, the 13th. That was the 30th anniversary of the election to create DART, where citizens, like in Irving, voted to tax themselves and invest in a regional transit system. We've been doing some customer appreciation events through the week and just kind of taking a moment to look at what's been accomplished. You know, one of the first things we did when we opened the doors in 1984 was provide some suburban service, including Irving. And since then, we have built the longest light rail system in the country, which connects to Irving. We've built the Trinity Railway Express with the Fort Worth T, 2 stations in Irving, HOV lanes, paratransit, a whole lot of stuff, and we're still building.
Yes, you are. I know with all that you've already said, people are going, man, that's a lot. But the Orange Line to the airport, a lot of folks are looking forward to that. Tell me more about it.
Well, you know, we're just celebrating the first anniversary of the first section of the Orange Line, which got us on light rail into Irving last July, July 2012. So next up for us will be a final section of the Orange Line, and that'll be to Terminal A at Dfw Airport. And that'll go from the North Lake College Station, from Beltline Station into Dfw Airport at Terminal A. That'll happen in December 2014. Okay. And then the Dallas region will be one of the fewer, Dfw Airport will be one of maybe a dozen American airports that will have a direct rail connection. So let's say you live in Las Colinas and work at Dfw Airport.
Right.
What a quick ride. Or if you're coming into town, fly into DFW, have a meeting in Las Colinas, you're right there, just a few stops away. So, I mean, just imagine the convenience that you're going to have. Not too far off. Yeah,
it sounds very convenient. And there's a shuttle that's tied in with the Orange Line to the airport. How does that work?
Well, right now we have a special bus route that mimics the Orange Line. And so we wanted folks to get a taste of that kind of a connection.
I see.
And so it comes from Beltline Station and then goes into Terminal A and then serves all of the terminals. And it also goes down to the Centerport Dfw Airport station of the TRE. Now you still have the bus connection from that station on the TRE, but this is some additional service. We just want folks to know what's available to them.
I love it. So you say mimic, I say tease. He's trying to get us all excited and ready. So we'll get used to this being available and then want to get on that train.
Absolutely. Mimic, tease, it all works.
Same thing, right?
Right.
Okay, so let me ask you this then. Can people who have flights actually leave their cars parked at the Beltline station?
Right. We have paid parking there, and all of the details are available at dart.org on the pricing and how all of that works. We've seen some folks take that up. But not as many as we'd like right now. But there's still room to grow. Okay. But really, you can access pretty much any part of the system. So we see a lot of folks being dropped off at a train station somewhere down the line and hopping on. But we think the big opportunity, and we've seen this with other transit systems that have airport connections, the big opportunity is for the workers. You know, Dfw Airport has about 60,000 jobs.
Wow.
In and around the airport. It's a huge employment center. And so you can live anywhere you want to live in the region and work at Dfw Airport because of that airport connection. So you don't have to worry about buying a car, doing whatever. It's just made your life so much easier once that's available.
Like it. Yeah, and it's good that you put those numbers to it because we talk about DFW Airport a lot or think about it and you think, oh, I'm just going to go catch my flight, I'll run over there, but you don't think about how many people it takes to make it work so that it's that seamless and that quick.
Yeah, you know, it's like the 3rd or 4th busiest airport in the world.
Right.
And I mean, it's just a huge economic engine. It's a huge employment center. And so being able to have that kind of connectivity just makes that stronger for the entire region. One of the other things we've seen, one of our stations in Irving is University of Dallas Station, and they have a program in Rome. They have a campus.
Wow.
UD has a campus in Rome. And so think about, you could come to school in Irving at the University of Dallas, never have to have a car because you can access the full system. You could even spend your year in Rome and you don't have to have a car to get around there. So the money that you aren't spending for a car can go towards your college. And as a parent who's still paying off some college loans, that's a good thing to try to think of.
I knew you were speaking that as though you've known it and felt the pain.
I have had that experience, yes ma'am.
Well, I'm feeling that pain right now myself with college kids. So
Yep.
let me talk to you about this then. You mentioned the numbers with 60,000 people working at DFW Airport or so. You said that there's room for the Orange Line to grow, and right now you're kind of giving them a little tease. So about how many people are using it and how many people would you like to see use it? Let's talk numbers.
Well, we've still got a lot of room. There's a lot of capacity still.
Okay.
You know, a few thousand folks a day are using that part of the line, but there's so many opportunities for growth there. With the Orange Line, you're really connected, and really any DART city is connected to an entire regional network. All but one of the region's major medical centers is connected by rail. And once the streetcar, the Dallas streetcar project we're doing is done, Methodist Medical Center will be on rail as well. So all of those job opportunities there. You can literally go from getting an associate's degree, in the case of the Orange Line, at Northlake College, to doing postdoctoral work at the University of Dallas. So, and never have to have a car to do that. And then from there, find all kinds of great jobs. So there are just so many opportunities for people to do so many different things. The entertainment district is going to be built in Las Colinas. That's going to create a new destination for people and a new reason to come here. There's just so much to do.
It sounds like it, and you've already done a lot. Now, he mentioned a couple of the stops before, but let's go back and talk about that because some people may not be familiar with them. So where are the locations? Where are the stops in Irving?
Well, you've got the first one you're going to run into is the University of Dallas station, and then the Las Colinas Urban Center station. And of course, you have the Irving Convention Center station that will be very close to where the entertainment district is going to be built. Then Northlake College, and then Beltline Station. So a lot of stations there. Then the Trinity Railway Express, you have the downtown Irving station, which is the old South Irving Transit Center, and then the West Irving station, so 2 TRE stations. Yeah, Irving was the first city outside of Dallas to get rail when it got the Trinity Railway Express in December 1996.
Wow. And once the Orange Line extends to the airport, what kind of impact do you think that's going to have?
We think it's going to be terrific for the entire region. Not only does, for the people who have businesses in and around DFW Airport, they now have an entire region to draw from to get employees. And again, you can live really anywhere you want to get to those jobs. DFW Airport's the gateway to the world. They have 60 million passenger trips a year.
Wow.
And when you think of the world's major cities, I mean, it's not just a Texas thing or an American thing, but the world's major cities, the ability to travel without a car is so important. In London, in Rome, Paris, New York, you've got to make a couple of connections actually to do that. Washington, D.C., they have a station right outside Reagan National. Chicago has good service. Miami just opened a station on their system. Phoenix and Salt Lake City, all of those places are adding that, and it really helps make the region much more competitive.
Wonderful. And speaking of the region, of course, talking about DFW Airport and traveling outside of the North Texas area is always fun to do, but traveling inside North Texas can be challenging sometimes too. So a lot of people that may not be quite familiar with mass transit may not realize you can transfer, and we could actually go from here all the way to Plano using DART transit, right? You
can actually do more than that. We've really worked to build a seamless system with the other 2 transit agencies in the region, the Denton County Transportation Authority and the Fort Worth Transportation Authority. So you could actually go from Plano all the way on up to the University of North Texas in Denton. You transfer to the DCTA's A train. Or if you're interested in going to something at the Kimball, you can come from Rowlett to the farthest east part, to the cultural district in Fort Worth using the TRE and the TEAS bus system. So you're able to buy passes that work for you and get you really wherever you want to go. And that's fairly unique in the transit industry. When you look at Chicago, there are 3 transit systems, but they're not really connected, and that's one of the challenges Chicago has been working through. San Francisco has, I think it's 28 or 29 different transit agencies. And so if you want to go from A to B, you may have to go through 2 or 3 different transit systems to get there. Wow. Even the same kind of thing in the Washington area. You might have to start your trip on the Virginia Railway Express and then transfer to something on the Washington Metro system. So we've really worked to try to build a very seamless system, and a big part of that's been the fare structure, just to make it easy for people to buy one ticket and use it anywhere they want to go.
I love it. And so those are just a couple examples you've given, but tell us how DART can really help us actually plan our trip.
Well, we've got a lot of great tools. Of course, you can always, a lot of folks don't want to deal with technology. They want to talk to a human.
Right.
We have that capability. 214-979-1111. It's our customer service center. We have people there 7 days a week. But you can also plan your own trip on our website at www.dart.org. We have our own custom trip planner. We also use Google Transit. So for folks who are watching today who use a lot of Google Maps, right, they can use Google Transit, and it's the same tool. We provide information to Google, and they actually have built a transit tool, a trip planning tool, using their maps. So the maps look just like a Google map because they are.
Okay.
And it gives you walking distances and all kinds of information. We also want to give you some tips about how places to go. And so if you go to dart.org/travel agent, we give you ideas about places to go, and you can even subscribe to email notifications where every week we're going to give you tips. We've even built mobile tools to help you plan your trip. A full mobile website, m.dart.org.
Wow.
And tools that let you know where your bus is, called Where's My Bus, where it actually follows along the bus. You can actually see the bus in a kind of a cartoon moving along, and we've seen customers refreshing their phone, using it like a game to watch the bus move along the map. It's kind of fun.
I love it. It is sounding fun to me. A lot of people are going to be thinking, I want to try that and check it out, but then there are those who are going to be overwhelmed. So tell people a little bit more about what they can see there, how it works. What do they need to enter when they go to the site? Well,
when you go to dart.org, all you really need to do is tell us where you're starting, where you want to go, when you want to leave. And then we plan the trip from there. And again, we can also do that for, there are a lot of folks who just won't get online and do that. You can do the same thing with a customer service representative. And that's really the information that you need. You just need to say, here's where I'm starting my trip, here's where I want to go, here's when I want to go, and it plans it right there, and you can take the information with you. You can do it from a smartphone, you can do it from a desktop, a laptop, a tablet, or you can call and talk to an actual human being.
You can still do that these days.
Still do that.
You know, you guys have made it really, really easy and convenient for people, and I know you have a new program too, and it's called GoPass. Tell me about that.
GoPass is really exciting. It's going to launch September 16th, and it is a mobile ticketing application. And kind of staying with this regional theme, it is a tool that we have developed in cooperation with DCTA and the T. And what you're able to do is use your smartphone, whether it's an iPhone or an Android-based phone, download an app and buy a ticket. And then instead of having a paper ticket and dealing with a ticket vending machine, or buy a ticket from one of the bus operators, or carrying cash around, because that's one of the things we've heard from folks is they like the safety and security of using their phone. Just put the information in, use a credit card to pay for it, and it will actually generate a ticket that you can see on the screen.
Okay.
And so you just flash the ticket. We have some different types of fare media that'll be available right away, and then we'll be adding corporate passes. The other thing we'll be doing is adding events and offers. So maybe we want to be able to bundle events. State Fair Texas is coming up.
Right.
One of the things we'd ultimately like to be able to do is let you buy your State Fair pass and your DART pass and it's all on your phone.
Smart.
So a lot of different things that are going on. We've been testing it through the summer.
Okay.
Customers love it.
Okay.
We've been very encouraged by the response. We've still got a few tweaks to do, and we've got to send it off to the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store, and we plan to have it ready to go for download on September 16th. It's free, and just gives you a lot of capabilities. You know, it's great when you have family coming in from out of town. One of the things we hear from people is they'll go to the ticket vending machine,
right,
and you can see a designated ticket buyer. It's one person is kind of the pioneer, and they're buying tickets for everyone, right? And they're trying to figure out how much cash to put in. Of course, the TVMs take credit cards now, but they're trying to figure all of that out. You could buy the whole family's tickets, adults, children, seniors, in whatever quantity, with one phone. And you could do it ahead of time. So before the bus gets there or the train gets there, you could do it from the convenience of your home. Some of the feedback we've had from some of the women in our focus groups has been, we really don't like getting our wallets out when we are at the station. If they've already got their ticket, it's on their phone.
Feel safer.
Right, and then they just show the phone, which gives them a pass, has the pass. The fare enforcement officer, or police officer, or bus operator can just look at that, see that that ticket's valid, and you're on board.
I love it. And then real quick, you mentioned some of these machines. For people who are not used to buying tickets, are going to ask Morgan to tell us how you do it. So the machines, where are they? How do you buy a ticket?
Yeah, the ticket vending machines. Well, if you get on a bus, you just buy the ticket from the bus operator, and it's exact change only.
Gotcha.
The ticket vending machines are at all of our train stations, and they're really, I think, pretty simple to operate. We give you really simple 1, 2, 3 instructions to do that, where you choose the fare, you put in your money, and you get your ticket. But we also give you information ahead of time, so when you're planning your trip, you can go to dart.org/TVM, and we literally take you through the steps of how to use the ticket vending machine.
Sweet, convenient and easy to do.
We try.
Well, you're doing good. And one of the new features for people who work in the Las Colinas Urban Center is a connector to the APT or People Mover. How do people use that?
Well, we back in June, the APT has been around for a bit. It's it's kind of the monorail system that goes through Las Colinas. And in June, we were able to finish a connection from the Las Colinas Urban Center station to the APT. So they come out of Las Colinas station, just go up some stairs or up an elevator, and they're on it. And it connects different parts of the urban center.
You can actually be directly inside the building where you work and connect?
Right. The APT goes throughout the urban center. It's been around forever. It was part of Ben Carpenter's original vision to have that kind of transit. And their ridership has grown. They have a couple of thousand folks a day who are using it to get around, some to connect to DART, some just to go from one building to the next. And I understand that Las Colinas is looking at ultimately expanding that system as well.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Now, I know he's told us a lot about how you may not have to even get a car, and right now, the way gas prices are, that probably sounds great. When you talk to people and get feedback, Morgan, I'm curious to know, is that one of the things they tell you is the best part about what you're offering them, the fact that they don't have to not only get a car, but have to use gas anymore?
Right. We tell folks to simply do the math. And we have tools online where you can calculate the cost. You can save not only the wear and tear on your vehicle, you can save money on the gas. Parking is not free. Particularly when you work in downtown, so you can save money there. And if you use transit enough, you can actually get a break on your insurance.
Really? Now, how does that work?
The insurance company simply determines, based on the amount that you're traveling, that you're really just using the vehicle for leisure travel.
Oh, wow.
And not for work, and so you're able to get a bit of a discount. A lot of employers are also making that a benefit for employees. It's the economy's tough for everybody, and it's important to retain good talent. And so a big part of benefits packages and a lot of smart companies is to provide a transit benefit, just like you would a healthcare benefit. That helps the employee, saves them money, but it also helps the employers because they know that DART's reliable, and it's going to get their employees to work on time, consistently, stress-free. We've seen employers build new facilities near our stations where they don't have to spend money to build parking garages. Because
smart.
parking garages can kind of do what parking garages do, which is
Sure.
park cars.
Exactly.
And they're not cheap.
Exactly. What are some of the more common questions you get about DART?
How do you ride it?
Yeah.
Where does it go?
Uh-huh.
Those are easier questions to answer just because of the convenience. Because with the train, it's just a matter of plan your trip, go to the station, get on and go. But where it goes, I mean, that's really been probably the biggest thing. And through the years, it would be, Morgan, I like DART. I think it's an interesting idea, but it doesn't go where I want to go. Well, now that we built a system that's 85 miles long on the light rail, where don't we go? I mean, literally, you can crisscross the region. We talked about the kinds of jobs that are available to you, the educational opportunities, the airports. You've got both Love Field and DFW have a connection now. So literally, the world is available to you through transit. All the entertainment destinations, the downtown, literally everything's available to you.
Well, you mentioned jobs, and I know a lot of people are using it to get to jobs, but there are a lot of North Texans in need of jobs. And with all the expansion you have going on, is DART hiring?
We're always looking for folks. If you go to dart.org/jobs, you can see the kinds of positions that we're looking for. The last time I looked, there's a mix of salaried and hourly employees. We're always looking for bus operators, mechanics. Those are tough jobs and they're hard to fill because these machines are pretty complex. Police officers, fair enforcement officers, all kinds of positions are always there, and that's updated on a really regular basis. So dart.org/jobs is the place to go and just take a look and see what all is available to you.
Love it. And then I know there's a lot of events going on all the time, like over at the Irving Convention Center and all across, Irving altogether. But are the DART trains actually running on the weekends when those events are taking place?
Right. We operate 7 days a week, 365 days a year.
Good.
The hours can change a little bit on a holiday, but basically it's about 5 in the morning until midnight. And so we're always going, always trying to get people where they want to go. You can plan events if you go to the DART website and look on the lower left side where it lists special events. Gives you a great idea of the events that are taking place in the region and how you can use DART to get there.
Okay.
And we've also got email alerts where on a weekly basis every Wednesday we'll send you an email and list 2 or 3 things that are going on in the region and how you can use transit to get to those events.
Love it. And whether or not you're using DART Transit to get to any of those events or not, particularly with the Orange Line, you just need to be careful and be safe around them and respect what you guys have, the warning signs and the armed gates coming down. Because the last time we talked, that was a concern with the Orange Line. Morgan, you mentioned actually pedestrians being around those areas being a concern. Is it still a safety concern right now?
Well, safety is something that we're always working on. One of the things that has happened is that the longer we're in an area, people realize the trains aren't going to go anywhere.
Right.
Those tracks are in place for the next 100 years. And so people get used to it and they learn that the trains are there. It also gives us more time to communicate to people in the region and along the rail corridors to let them know that the trains are here, that the buses are here. It is a constant issue for us. We have an extensive transit education program that literally starts with preschoolers and goes all the way up through senior adults, where we have age-specific and grade-specific curriculum for the school kids.
Wonderful.
To teach them about how to be safe on the system and how to use the system efficiently. And then the school kids, of course, we're trying to teach them about careers in transportation because some of us won't be working forever. Maybe.
We hope.
Thinking about that college tuition, maybe
Sure.
so. But we want to try to develop the next generation of workers, and so making kids aware of the great opportunities that are available to them in transit and the great jobs that are available that they can get to by transit.
Wonderful. And speaking of getting to those jobs, those other areas you talked about, we know you're doing big things here in Irving, but DART's expanded to so many other locations outside of Irving itself. So talk about the improvements and additions being made outside the Irving area at those DART stations.
Well, just all kinds of things are going on. We have, last count, about $8 billion in transit-oriented development in and around the DART rail system. There are all kinds of things happening, continuing to happen in downtown Dallas and just south of downtown. Parkland Hospital is literally moving the hospital across Harry Hines to be right next door to the UT Southwestern Parkland station.
Wow.
So that's a huge thing for folks who are working there, for people who are going to get medical care there. That's a big opportunity. Downtown Plano has been reimagined. It used to be not a huge destination. Now it's become a real popular destination with restaurants, residential. We're seeing that in Farmers Branch, in Carrollton. A lot of things that are going on in Irving. The things that are already underway with the urban center. And you've seen some of the construction that's going on there. And again, with the entertainment district, entertainment center that's going to be coming online in the next few years. So a lot of those different things are happening all across the region. It's really never a dull day for us.
I see. And in our final moments, we really want to recap the progress on the extension of the Orange Line to DFW Airport. We got to find out when it's going to open.
December 2014. We are on schedule. We have about 70% of the construction done on our end. This has been a very interesting project because it's required two big agencies that do a lot of construction, DART and Dfw Airport, and with that, two big federal agencies, the Federal Transit Administration for us, and the Federal Aviation Administration for Dfw Airport. And everybody's had to play nicely together, and we've done that. And so the work's gone very well. We're very excited. December 2014, you will have a one-seat ride from Dfw Airport into downtown Dallas, and right in the big middle is Irving. I mean, how great is that?
It is wonderful. And you know, it's exciting for us to see too, because the progress, when it first started out and you give that date, it so seems so far away. And then now, as you see little by little, everyone sees the construction work going on and what's being done, and it becomes very exciting. I'm sure it's exciting for you and your staff too.
You know, it's terrific because if you're at Beltline Station, you can kind of look towards the airport, the track's up, the overhead power lines, the catenary, that's up. If you're in Terminal A, and anybody who's been in and around Terminal A has seen a lot of the construction, that a lot of the renovation that's going on, that's all connected to the DART project.
Oh, wow. And
you could look at and start to see some of the elements of a DART station, kind of the canopies, and then you just start to look at and you can really imagine what's going to be coming in just over a year.
Love it. And right now, people can get involved with DART and learn more about it by going to the website.
DART.org.
And the phone number to call?
214-979-1111.
That's for the people that want the old school information.
Absolutely.
Picking up the phone and actually speaking
Talk
to
to
a
a
person.
human.
There you go. Morgan, thank you so much for being here.
You bet.
And again, that website he gave was dart.org. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Starlene Stringer. Please be sure to join us on Thursday, September 12th at 1:30 p.m. for our next edition of Open Line. Our topic then will be the after-school programs offered by the city. Now, if you have questions, you can go ahead and get those in by emailing ICTN@cityofirving.org or connect with us on Facebook. That's on the next edition of Open Line. We'll see you then.